Hey, I'm Allie Sanders. I'm so glad you're here. If this is the first time that we are meeting, I am the founder of Breadwinner Club and the Fractional Pipeline Lab, and I've been on the same exact journey that you're on. I started my own fractional CMO business from scratch and built it to a really healthy six figures and the life that I really wanted. And before I tell you anything about the lab, I actually want to show you something. I want to show you what the people I work with and who are following this methodology are actually accomplishing. Jamie signed 3 clients in 2.5 months of following the methodology, including a $16,750 a month retainer as a fractional COO. Sky closed her first premium client in her second week of us working together. And the client's exact words that they said to her, they said, "We knew we needed to work with you before this call even started." The dream, right? And Brian, 25 years in nonprofits, 0 offer, 0 pipeline. He built his offer and signed his very first fractional client in 11 weeks. They are not unicorns. They are just senior leaders who are like really freaking good at what they do, just like you. But they just didn't have a system for selling it and getting it in front of the right people. And that brings me to you. Because if you are watching this, I'd bet some version of this 11 p.m. and you are doom scrolling LinkedIn again thing is true. You've spent the week sending awkward DMs that make you want to die inside, probably. You are building yet another offer. You are telling yourself you'll really commit to posting this time. You're tweaking your website again and wondering why your network has not just shown up the way you really thought it would. Because that one was supposed to be the sure thing and it wasn't. Somewhere along the way, the high from that one moment of courage, the day you left corporate or your full-time job behind, turned into a freaking pit in your stomach that is keeping you up at 3 a.m. Wondering if maybe you're not cut out for this. Scared to tell your friends and family what's really going on. I know that feeling personally because when my only client cut my retainer with no notice, I could not pay my bills. I literally gave up, went back to a full-time job, and was miserable, and I got fired 6 months later. And I'm telling you that because I need you to hear this next part from someone who has lived it, who has lived your truth. You are not bad at this. You're not bad at sales. Nobody is bad at sales. If you can get a screaming toddler to bed, if you can talk a partner into a restaurant they didn't want to go to, that's selling. You are selling every day. You're building a business that's yours. Productizing your own skill set and selling your own services is a wildly different function than doing it inside of somebody else's company. And that's why it feels so hard. My whole career was taking startups from idea to revenue, and I still had to learn that the hard way, obviously. So when I finally stopped guessing and built an actual system, the same system that I'm going to walk you through, I signed $137,000 in contracts in under 60 days. And real quick, here's why you can trust me with this, okay? Because you should be asking that question of any coach that you are considering or any program you're considering. I've spent my entire career inside of early age startups building 7- and 8-figure marketing and sales programs from the ground up. Product marketing, positioning, finding product market fit, actually selling. That's not something I read about and teach. I have done it over and over for more than 100 businesses, like doing it myself. These days, I am a top 5 rated fractional CMO in Seattle, and I think of myself as a fractional for fractionals, just like you. Every ounce of that experience is pointed at one thing, which is your pipeline. Since March alone, I've personally coached 55 fractionals and trained over 150 through my programs in total. But honestly, here's the credential that I really care most about. I once paid $6,400 for a coaching program that delivered literally nothing. I wasted every single dollar. So I know exactly what it feels like to bet on yourself and to invest in yourself and take a chance on someone you don't know and get burned. And that experience is baked into how I run the lab, because if I'm going to take your money, you're going to get something real for it. And that is the entire deal, okay? So the system, that is the system, right? It is the give first method. And here's the thing that makes it different. It is a full pipeline program, not a LinkedIn course, not an offer workshop, not a mindset retreat, the entire path in order, because the order is the strategy. Phase 1 is your foundation, your niche, your unfair advantage, and a high ticket project based offer that solves a hair on fire problem, because that is the fastest path to pipeline. Phase 2 is positioning and presence. Your profile becomes a sales page. Your messaging gets so tight that prospects understand what you do without you having to convince them. And in phase 3, lead generation. We build your inbound engine and your outbound engine at the same time, because they make each other stronger. And highly personalized outreach to people who already know who you are. No pitch slapping, no templated spam. And in phase 4, when those messages lead to calls, your sales calls become a diagnostic. Your prospect realizes that they have the problem on their own, and selling becomes basically a formality. So phase 5, after that call goes so well, we close, land, and expand. Proposals, pricing, closing, then turning that 90-day project into a long-term retainer and a referral engine. So offer to close, nothing is missing and nothing is out of order. So this is where we do all of the work together, okay? You are going to build all of this with me inside of the Pipeline Lab. You are going to get the full Give First Method course unlocked on day 1, self-paced, no cohorts, no waiting, your 365-page playbook with every worksheet, template, and script that you get to keep for life, and we're adding to it all the time. Custom Claude skills that help you write DMs and move conversations from first message to a booked call, an audit call simulator so you can practice your sales calls, and even a diagnostic tool custom built for this program so you can figure out where things are leaking. And you get a vault of 100 plus, actually it's 200 LinkedIn post hooks. And to make it even better, we've got live coaching 3 times a month, because that is really where a lot of the work happens. Office hours, sales call practice, deep dive workshops, all recorded if you can't make it live. And the part members say they cannot find anywhere else, a tight-knit community of fractionals on the exact same journey, where you get feedback from me and your fellow fractionals whenever you need it, okay? Now, if you've ever bought a course and abandoned it by week 3 or heard of people doing this, I want you to hear this part. The lab is built so you cannot ghost yourself. You will get a 12-week action plan that maps exactly what you do and when, daily accountability threads where you post what you're doing and we all keep you honest, lovingly, monthly peer matching so another fractional is building alongside you every month. And if you want accountability that's personal, someone checking on your plan and your business every month, every day, with private access to me every day of the week, that's exactly what the Catalyst tier is for. And more on that in a minute. But first, let me just show you what this actually produces, because this is really what matters, right? Everything I just described would just be noise and weird false claims if I did not show you that it works. So here's what happened inside the lab just in the last 30 days. Hunter and Carla both got their first inbound call requests. Prospects coming to them. Abby booked her first call and then moved that prospect past the first call stage. Nora booked 3 calls and watched a post past 10,000 impressions. Vivian booked 3 calls too. The first one already happened, by the way, and the proposal is out. She also booked a speaking gig, and a CFO from one of the most well-known nonprofits in the entire world connected with her after seeing her content that she built almost entirely with our hooks from our post vault. Norma's connection requests are getting accepted faster than ever, her engagement's up, and she booked several calls in her network and her first one outside of it. And Linda got her first inbound lead, so someone asking for the lead magnet that we refined together. And honestly, some of my favorite wins aren't even sales numbers. Allie pressure tested and perfected her offer. Members who came in fuzzy have more clarity on their positioning than they've literally ever had. And Norma realized her targeting was pointed at the wrong buyer entirely and fixed it in a week instead of wasting a year on it. And that's why she was able to book those calls. That is what a system does. It doesn't just get you calls. It shows you exactly what to fix and in what order. And this is not just my read on it. I asked lab members so they could tell you themselves. 96% of lab members would recommend joining to another fractional. 10 out of 11 said they'd be very disappointed if their membership ended tomorrow. And their own confidence in this is my favorite part, their own confidence in their ability to land clients went from a 1.5 to a 4.5 on average in just 3 months. And this data was recorded in August 2026. So it is fresh, okay? Now, before we go any further though, I need to be straight with you because the lab is just not for everybody. And I would rather lose you here than take your money and watch it not work for you. So the lab is for you if you are 100% committed to your fractional path. This is your business, not your backup plan. If you have real experience, and we're talking like 7+ years in your area of expertise, and you can confidently solve real problems for real businesses, if you're ready to get uncomfy and learn generosity-driven sales and put in the reps, the posting, the DMs, all of it, the lab is for you. But it is not for you if you are still deciding whether fractional is the path for you. It's not for you if you want someone to build your pipeline for you. And it is definitely not for you if you think that you can just tap into your network and skip the work. And it is absolutely not for you if you're looking for a quick fix or a cash grab, or you secretly want to be like a LinkedIn influencer. There are no shortcuts in sales. It is just literally not a thing. So if you're still with me, good, because here's what I know about you. Now, I want to say something about you specifically, and I don't want to make assumptions, but I'm going to, okay? You did not leave corporate or your full-time job behind because you wanted to be comfortable. You left because you knew you could build something better, something that's yours. You're the person who just crushes whatever you commit to. The expert your clients and your bosses and your coworkers have always bragged about. And I know you're not the kind of person who waits around hoping success finds them. You never have been. The only thing you've been missing is the system. And you're looking at it. So imagine 12 months from now, your pipeline has a rhythm, prospects come in warm, you're picking your clients, you're raising your rates, and your close rate does not move. It just gets, if anything, it just gets better, right? And you never have to apply for a job you do not want ever again. So I do want to talk about what waiting means though, because there is a price tag to it. If your fractional offer is $7,000 a month, and it should be at least that, really, then every month you spend guessing instead of building is a month that client does not exist. 3 months of tweaking and waiting is literally $21,000 that never hit your bank account from one client, and it compounds. That client you land in March refers you to someone else in June. The one you never land refers you to no one. And here's the honest part that I really wish that more sales coaches and all of these weird LinkedIn gurus would tell you. Pipeline lag when you're selling high trust services to premium clients is so real, okay? It takes 2 to 3 months of very consistent, correct work before clients start piling up for you, which means the most expensive thing you can do is wait another quarter. So here's how you can join us, and I really hope you do. There are 3 ways into the lab, and the difference is very simple. How much support do you want? Lab Solo is just the information. Both courses, you get the Offer Builder course and our sales course. Self-directed, you get a handful of worksheets, and if you're disciplined and you just want the roadmap, that is your lane. Lab Accelerator is the full experience. You get the community, the daily feedback, the playbook, the Claude tools, all of the live coaching, the peer matching. This is where most members belong, and it's where every win I just showed you happened. And Lab Catalyst is the highest touch. And this is very limited. I only take on a handful of these at a time so you can get my personal attention and I can show up for you in the way you deserve, okay? This is everything in Accelerator plus a private 90-minute session with me every month, and you can DM me anytime. This is the only tier that can do that. And you get a personalized action plan every single month to keep you on track. So if you want to move incredibly fast with me in your corner, that is Catalyst, okay? Now, I want you to pick the level of support that fits you. When you join, you get instant access. There are no cohorts, no waitlists. You could be literally working on your offer like 10 minutes from now if you were to join, okay? So here's where we are, all right? You've seen the method. You've seen what members are doing with it this month, and not in some testimonial from like 2 years ago, and you know what waiting costs. You had the courage to leave. You already have the expertise, so let me just hand you the system and let's go land your clients, okay? And build the business you left everything to create. So grab your membership tier below and I will see you in the lab.